The town of Middle Ridge wasn't known for producing dreamers. It was a place where people lived simple lives. Farmers tilled the soil, shopkeepers opened their shutters at sunrise, and children grew up to inherit the ordinary. Arya Patel, however, never quite fit in. She was the quiet one, the girl who sat by the classroom window staring at the sky when she should have been paying attention to math. She carried a notebook filled with half sketched dresses, buildings, and fantastical worlds.
Aria, what are you drawing again?
Her teacher once asked.
Nothing, ma'am.
Arya blushed, slamming the notebook shut. The other kids laughed. Nothing? That word clung to her for years. Her parents, though loving, were practical. Her father fixed cars in a small garage. Her mother taught at the local school. They wanted stability for their daughter, a steady job, a predictable paycheck, a safe future. Dreams like art or design? Those were luxurious reserved for the rich. Still, when no one was watching, Arya dreamed. In high school, a poster went up on the bulletin board, National Young Artist Competition. The winner's work would be published in a national magazine. Arya's heart skipped a beat. For weeks, she poured her soul into her entry. She sketched until her pencils wore down to stubs. She forgot to eat, forgot to sleep. Her hands were blistered, her eyes tired, but her spirit burned bright. The day of the results, she rushed to the notice board, trembling. Her name wasn't there. Her chest tightened as she heard whispers behind her.
She's good, but not that good.
She really thought she'd win?
That night, Arya shoved her sketchbook under the bed. Dreams, she decided, were dangerous things. Life moved quickly after graduation. Her father fell ill, bills piled up, and her mother's small salary stretched thin. Arya had no choice but to take a job at a call center. The cubicle became her prison. 12 hours a day, she wore a headset, listening to angry customers rant. The air smelled of cheap coffee and exhaustion.
Thank you for calling. How can I help you today?
She repeated like a robot. When she got home at night, her body was sore, her mind numb. The notebook under her bed gathered dust. One evening, her younger cousin asked,
Why don't you draw anymore? You used to be so good.
Arya forced a smile.
Some dreams aren't meant to come true.
But deep inside, her heart ached. Years passed in monotony. One evening, scrolling mindlessly on her old phone, Arya stumbled upon an article. Village girl becomes international designer against all odds. She clicked. The story was about a girl from a rural town, not so different from hers, who had taught herself design, faced rejection, and yet built a career that touched the world. Arya read the article 3 times, her heart racing. That night, she pulled out the dusty notebook. Her hands trembled as she opened it. The pages smelled of forgotten years. She picked up a pencil and began to draw. At first, her lines were shaky, but as hours passed, something inside her awoke. After some time, 10 fresh designs filled the pages. For the first time in years, she felt alive. She didn't quit her job. She couldn't afford to. But Arya began using her free hours differently. She stopped scrolling aimlessly and instead devoured free online tutorials about sewing, fashion, and design. She saved every spare rupee, skipping luxuries, until finally she bought a second-hand sewing machine. Her mother raised an eyebrow when she brought it home.
Are you sure about this, Aria? It's not an easy road. I don't know if I'll succeed. But I can't live like I've already failed.
Arya smiled faintly. Her mother said nothing, but in her eyes was a quiet hope. The beginning was brutal. Her stitches were crude. Her designs looked awkward on real fabric. She pricked her fingers so often that her hands were dotted with tiny cuts. At work, a colleague caught her sketching during break.
What's that?
Arya said nervously.
Just designs.
The colleague smirked.
From a call center to Paris Fashion Week? Good luck.
Laughter erupted around the break room. Even her relatives mocked her.
You're wasting your time. Find a stable career. Dreams don't pay bills.
At night, Arya cried quietly into her pillow. Maybe they were right. Maybe she was chasing a fantasy. But the next morning, she returned to her sewing machine. Because somewhere deep inside, she knew quitting would hurt more than failure. After months of practice, Arya finally built the courage to share her work online. She created an Instagram page and uploaded pictures of her sketches and handmade clothes. For weeks, barely anyone noticed. A few likes, mostly from friends. Then one day, a message popped up. Arya's hands shook as she replied yes. She worked tirelessly on the order. Every stitch was made with love. Every fold perfected. When the boutique owner saw the finished dress, her eyes lit up.
You've got talent, girl.
It was just one dress, one small order. But to Arya, it was the universe whispering, keep going. Just when her tiny flame of hope began to grow, life struck again. Her father's health worsened. The hospital bills mounted. Arya had to pick up extra shifts at the call center, leaving her drained and exhausted. Her sewing machine sat untouched. One night, sitting by her father's hospital bed, she held his frail hand. His voice was weak, but his eyes were steady. He whispered,
Don't stop. You have something special. Promise me you'll never give up.
Tears blurred her vision.
I promise, Papa.
Those words became her anchor. After her father passed away, grief nearly broke her. But so did determination. She returned to her sewing machine, working through tears. Her designs grew better, sharper, more unique. She invested in an affordable online fashion design course, studying at night after her shifts. There were times she collapsed from exhaustion, but she kept going. Her Instagram page slowly began to grow. Strangers left encouraging comments. Small businesses ordered from her. each order became a stepping stone. Then came her biggest challenge. A wealthy client ordered several dresses for a wedding. It was her largest project yet. Arya poured every ounce of energy into it, but something went wrong. The stitching was off, the measurements mismatched. The client was furious.
You call this work? I won't pay a single rupee.
They left a scathing review online. Arya sat staring at the ruined dresses, tears streaming down her face.
Maybe they were right all along. Maybe I'm not cut out for this.
For days, she didn't touch her sewing machine. One evening, her mother placed a cup of tea beside her.
Aria, remember this. Failure doesn't mean you're incapable. It just means you're still learning. Even the best fall before they rise.
Her mother's words still echoing in her mind. Those words pierced her heart. She lifts a trembling hand and gently wipes away her tears and returned to her craft. This time, she worked smarter. She studied her mistakes, practiced relentlessly, and improved her techniques. Slowly, opportunities began to reappear. She showcased her work at local exhibitions. Strangers admired her designs. A popular blogger featured her, calling her a rising talent from an unexpected place. Her follower count exploded. Orders poured in. For the first time, Arya began earning more from her designs than her call center job. With trembling hands, she typed her resignation letter. She was finally ready to leave. Quitting was terrifying. The steady paycheck vanished. Some nights she lay awake, wondering if she had made the worst mistake of her life. But every morning she rose and worked harder. She turned her small bedroom into a studio. She marketed herself tirelessly. Her designs improved with every project. Clients came not just for clothes but for her unique style, bold, elegant, and heartfelt. She wasn't surviving anymore. She was building. Years passed, then one day an email arrived, an invitation to showcase her collection at International Fashion Week. Arya stared at the screen, her hands trembling. She had dreamed of this moment, but never believed it could truly happen. Months of preparation followed. Her team, once just her mother helping with fabric, now included assistants, photographers, and stylists. On the day of the show, the audience gasped, applauded, stood in ovation. Standing backstage, Arya watched models wear her designs under the blinding lights. Tears welled in her eyes. She whispered softly,
Papa, I kept my promise.